This is the story about an RV we're going to refer to as the Beige Beast. Honestly, if you have a better name for us, let us know. We're really inspired by 80s rock band names since it's an 85 Winnebago. This RV was brought to our attention by a beloved family friend who basically said, if I could get it running and offer property, it was my headache to deal with. So here's how that story went.
I think so. Do you want it on the page?
It had been sitting for 5 years, which meant the fuel was totally bad, and I needed to drag it out from its barn. It was literally a barn find to see if I could get it running. So I spent the next week or 2 or 3, I don't know, I can't remember. I went out there a lot trying to clean out the fuel system, both the tanks and the carburetor, and I discovered that it had at least 90 gallons of fuel on board, which was a problem. But after killing a fair amount of grass and soaking myself in fuel, I took a different approach.
Just took the boat tank, the inline pump, working. That's crazy. Let it run for a little bit.
I'm gonna take a video because my kids have been dying. Like, Dad, is it actually gonna be running? Sounds even. Now, since I didn't video what happened next, I figured I'd give you a little bit of a voiceover in the Beige Beast, which is looking pretty great. It's actually kind of warm and dry in here. So maybe if all goes to plan, which, spoiler alert, in 2 weeks we have booked a campsite, so it better go to plan, then we'll be in this thing enjoying it. But anyways, back to the story of where I was at. The engine's running. I have this amazing inline fuel system, boat tank thing that I set up that's super dangerous. Don't try it at home, disclaimer, whatever. It was the only way I could keep it running. I could not figure out what was going on if the tanks were so varnished they weren't sending fuel, if the fuel lines were clogged. I just didn't feel like spending any more time on it. I just wanted to try to get to my house where all my tools were. So I fired it up, as you saw in the video, and then I decided to send it full on cannonball run. And I made it, I don't know, a mile from her house, from the lady I got it from's house, and then it died. And I was a little worried about that. And part of the reason I didn't video any of this was I was so focused on what I was doing. Plus, the doghouse was off. And if you don't know what a doghouse is, that's the doghouse and that's the engine. And when you're driving with the doghouse off, it is the loudest thing in the world. I should have brought ear protection. You wouldn't have heard anything even if I videoed it. Regardless, it died. I got it started after, I don't know, 60 seconds of stress. I was at a stop sign and people were honking at me and I was that guy. And then it died again, maybe 200 yards later. And I barely got it on the shoulder and it took up the whole shoulder. And then I sat there and I thought about the choices I had made in life. I got it to fire one more time and I got it onto a bigger shoulder out in front of this municipal water treatment facility. So I was hopeful that, you know, with a big shoulder and with a municipal thing there, it would be kind of safe to work on, look at, leave, go run and get some parts. But after that, I just couldn't get it to fire. Could not get it to run, could not get it to start. And I phoned it in, I called my wife and I failed. I told her I was defeated. You know, I thought I was gonna ride all the way home in this thing with this awesome, neat fix that was super dangerous, and it wasn't gonna work. So what happened next, as you can see in this photo, was pretty entertaining. It was there for a couple days as I figured it out. I made some phone calls. I tried to call AAA. I tried to call other tow trucks because I was weighing all my options. If I couldn't get it to drive, what if I just towed it home? And AAA gave me just the best. It looks like it has a pre-existing condition. So yeah, I think that was their way of saying it's old and we don't want to have to spend any money to tow it to your house, even though I paid for it. And at this point, it was titled and registered in my name and who cares if it had a pre-existing condition? Like, what do I pay AAA for? I don't use AAA anymore. That really pissed me off. Long story short, after literally weeks, maybe even months, I cannot fully remember, I took it back to her house. I opted to try a very awesome new Chinese knockoff quadrajet carburetor, because ultimately what I had determined was, even though I had replaced every other bit of fuel system, the final piece of the puzzle that was still probably varnished from all the old fuel was the carburetor. And I'm not a huge fan of rebuilding carburetors. I tried and I could get it to run a little bit better each time, but no matter what, something was happening where after about 3 or 4 minutes of getting warm, the motor just would cut out. So it was something with the choke, or with it kind of seemed like varnish would break free once it got warm and choke another port somewhere in the carburetor. And I didn't want to have a carburetor anyways. That's not a carburetor, but that's for later in the video. I put the new carburetor on it. I drove it past that choke point of a bridge, and I kept going. And I stopped and I looked at some things, filled up my little boat tank, and then I kept going again. I had this friend who is a farmer who had a combine, and so the backup plan was he was gonna get some chains and drag it off the road or up a hill if I was stuck. So I had some contingencies, which were great because I had a feeling at this point that something was gonna go wrong. But surprisingly, the only thing that went wrong was that I had to fill that boat tank up like 3 times, which meant it was probably getting 2 or 3 miles per gallon. but I got home. And what a relief it was. The family was so excited, we started to decide the name for the thing, which is why I'm currently calling it the Beige Beast. We also had some fun imagining what we might paint it one day and what it might look like now that we knew the engine ran and it was worth working on. But it was winter in the Pacific Northwest, which typically means all of our outdoor projects are done for the season. This winter was also the winter of the bomb cyclone, where we had numerous trees and branches fall down, cutting off power, and also roads to get out of our neighborhood. It's also the season where I coach most of my children. And it's also the time of year that my wife reminds me that she has a never-ending honey-do list of work that needs to be done to our house. So, yeah, the RV sat. It sat while we were busy doing all the other things that a family of 6 does. And by the end of a particularly long winter full of unique weather and activities, we had a summer dawn that brought with it a new distraction. Yeah, I think I have a problem, guys, and admitting it is the first step. But for real, this was a fun summer. But enough of that, let's get back to the RV. First and foremost, this is the Winnebago entrance. Those are the seatbelts I just bought to get the first layer of amazing 80s beige on beige. You can see they layered it up. I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe for insulation or comfort. Maybe there's not a pad under here. These are supposedly aluminum floors, which is awesome, especially where we live. And it looks like it's a metal under there. Don't have to worry about rusty floorboards, but we have vacuumed at least a shop vacuum worth of rat poo out of this, and it's been everywhere. You can see, can I zoom in on that? You can see a little bit of rat poo left in those, I guess, floorboard carpets. But this is the Winnebago. This up here folds down and is a bed, and it was just absolutely full. It's pretty awesome. Oh, I can't do this one-handed. All right, I had to use both hands for that. This is going to be a very small twin, a kid twin. I think it could be about 5 feet, but it Maybe it's a full-on length twin. I just know that the weight limit is something like 100 pounds. It's definitely only for kids. Then it stashes away for driving. It's on these hydraulic lifts, which still work. Be a real nightmare to try to fix those. You gotta clasp it so that when you're driving, it doesn't fall and hit you in the head, because it's right above the driver's passenger seat. These old chairs had seat belts, so 2/3 of my family for sure will be buckled. We got to figure out if under this mess, this is all paraphernalia left over from getting it driving to get it home, which is a whole other adventure maybe I'll talk about. We may have to add seat belts to this couch to make it legal, but it sleeps two there, one up there, and I'll try to go slow, 2 in the back. So 7, I guess 8 if you have 2 little kids, because there's a 100-pound limit in the front. If they really snug up, you could fit 8 humans in this, but then it's pretty packed. So we got the beige on beige on beige, 80s amazing motif. We're tempted to keep some of it, but the issue is that this upholstery doesn't pull off of these chairs, and it does pull off of all of this. So we could theoretically wash all this, keep it an amazing 80s color, and then just roll with that, because putting all brand new stuff in here doesn't make sense to me with how destructive children can be. But I also want it to match, so if we can't keep all of it, we may have to do different colors. Got some swatches my neighbor had leftovers. He does upholstery, he's awesome. Here's a little kitchenette. This is the sink right here. This is a microwave that doesn't currently work, but maybe it needs to be hooked up to 30 amp. We actually got all the lights working. The fridge does work. It's a really nice big fridge, actually, or so I'm told by RV aficionados like my father. Here's our pantry. Everything's nice and dark because it's a little bit drizzly today. Been waiting until summer to really do all this stuff because I needed to address some roof issues. This is our closet. These are the table cushions. That's the floor that's going to get put in after I rip off all this carpet, which is what I'm doing today. Here's the shower that I might fit in. I'm 6 foot, and that shower head is definitely eye level. This is eye level right now where the camera's at. So the rest of my family will be fine. We have 2 AC units, one in the front as well. This is our amazing bathroom. I have not really spent much time in here yet because this was the perceivably dirtiest area. But yeah, that mold looks really inviting. I don't know. We'll get to it eventually. And then here's the primary bedroom. It has a sliding door, so we can close it off from the gremlins. That I think is supposed to be a TV stand because back in the day TVs were tiny. Window. It's actually a really cool RV. It's 35 feet long, has a old, well, I feel weird saying it because I'm older than this RV, an older Chevy big block in it. We're gonna set it up with fuel injection, so instead of 4 miles per gallon, we might be able to rock, I don't know, 8. That's the goal at least. But this is there's a couple things on the outside that need addressing. This is why I've mostly had it covered up all summer, and I didn't want to fully pull it apart. But this is it in a nutshell. There's a ladder, you can get up on the roof. There's storage up there. The roof's actually still intact, more or less. And honestly, it does run and drive. I drove it here. I drove about 20 miles with it to get it home, and I did it in a really janky fashion, which I guess I can briefly explain. I had a boat fuel tank. If you don't know what that is, just Google boat tank. And I put the boat tank in the passenger seat. I wonder if it's unlocked. I can show you exactly what I did. Put the boat tank right down there. and I connected a fuel line directly to the engine. This is a doghouse that opens up, and I had the doghouse open, which is pretty dangerous because you could catch fire and stuff, and fumes and exhaust. But I had that doghouse open, had an inline fuel filter with a secondary battery, and I only had 5 gallons, so I had to fill up 2 or 3 times in 20 miles, which was not great. Didn't bode well for the fuel economy of this vehicle, but it drove fine. I was really surprised. This thing doesn't have a ton of miles on it. It has a rebuilt motor in it as well. So despite what it looks like, it's actually a pretty good rig. So I guess stay tuned for more. One of the many systems we need to fix, or at least service. It might work, I just haven't fully tested it. We need to fill up the propane. It's the water heater. We also need to get this sorted. I'm planning on switching the whole coach motor, which is the one that makes the thing move, to fuel injection, but this is an old carbureted generator. It needs fully serviced. It needs to be fully serviced, and it needs all the fuel to be pulled out of it. And then I got to figure out how to use fuel injection to give it some fuel for carburation still. So that'll be fun. I also need to address this issue right here. All this stuff is right in one spot, which is sort of nice, but makes you wonder. This crack and this bracket that holds up the awning, it's pulling out of the sidewall. I don't really know what it bites into, but it's a big old awning. It'd be really nice to be able to use. Just worried about pulling it out with how much it's pulling. How many threads are showing. Guess I could just tighten it and see if it bites again, and maybe it just backed out and came loose. I kind of doubt it. I feel like it'll just chew up the wood that's in there, so need to find where that is. Look at what I found. Those are seatbelts under this couch that hopefully we can keep, because it's so 80s. Well, I get it. It makes sense. It's efficient. Probably even logical. I'm pissed. This entire RV was put together, the interior of it, after they installed the carpet, which means we have been ripping at carpet for a couple days now, and I cannot find my carpet knife. And I'm pissed about the fact that I'm even thinking about going and buying another carpet knife because I can't find mine. It's one of those tools I don't use very often, so I don't really have a home for it. I don't put it in the same spot every time, because when I use it, I'm using it in kind of a one-off situation. I don't do carpet stuff normally. Now I need it. And I'm genuinely tempted to just run down to the hardware store. I don't know where it could be. All right, well, here's some progress on the RV. Josiah of the past did in fact have to go and buy a carpet knife, and he got over his frustration. Though the work that was to come was great. See, what was going on in this RV wasn't really a whole lot of damage from weather or from water getting in, though some of that was existing. The primary damage came from rodents. This entire RV was absolutely full of rat droppings and mouse droppings and rat and mouse pee, and it was just unsafe and gross. And yes, the entire RV internally was built on top of the carpet, which meant we had to remove the table, we had to remove the kitchenette, we had to remove numerous walls, we had to remove the bed, the couch, the chairs, and everything to fully eradicate the rat-infested and stained and biohazardously contaminated carpet that ran throughout this entire RV. And while I've talked about it numerous times and I was hoping to keep some of this amazing beige on beige on beige on beige, that wasn't going to happen. Got lots of dump run accumulations. We've taken these out for now. I don't think they're salvageable. There's just too much biohazardous waste. We'll call it that. There's just stains from hopefully rain, but I don't know.
There's just real grody carpet stains, which is why we're wearing masks. And I should probably put one on
You got rat
to go
poop
inside.
on your shoulder?
I have rat poop on my shoulder?
Elbow.
No, that's not rat
On my
poop.
elbow. I know, let me see. Yes, that is.
Oh my gosh, rat poop on my elbow. That's good. I had to put a mask on. We're stirring up so much stuff that hantavirus is probably a real threat. But this is where the couch was. This is where the seats were. We had to tear into this because there's a bit of plywood that you can see flexes a bit, which means I'm assuming water got into this at some point. I'm suspicious of this front corner right here. There is a big old front cab piece that mounts to the coach, and there's a seam that runs along the roof of the RV. Not ordered the roof stuff yet because we're trying to see how much money we get to spend salvaging this interior. Either way, I'm gonna have to just fix the roof regardless of how much the inside needs some love. But this is where the dinette was, and this is what I was talking about. The carpet is installed under everything. Under everything. This was full of rat's nest. That was just full of rat poo and rat nest. And to fully get all this carpet out, genuinely worried I would have to remove all of this stuff. So if I can find a carpet knife under some of these things, it's sealed. If rats got in there, I mean, at this point I might feel like more power to them. I'm not breathing the air coming out of there, but every little nook and cranny shows a carpet underneath a cabinet or a closet. The carpet in here I don't even want to touch it.
Let me see.
This is where we're at. Every time we pull something apart, just lots of rat poo. So I'm gonna just, I don't know, take a shower of bleach tonight. All right, more to come. Wait, say that again?
These certain things, you have to take out the whole thing.
Oh, well, can you? Because that,
Because there's no screw.
can you figure out how to take those down?
No, no. Come on.
Careful standing on this bed. It's not super sturdy. You could absolutely step through it, so only step on the edges.
Okay.
Kason's been tearing all the mini blind thing, the drape things down.
Oh, that's so weird.
What?
Oh, never mind. I see something. Where's this screw?
You know how to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, we only have one more to take down in this main part, but it has unique size fasteners, so maybe I'll go try to find that right now while he's doing that. Tempted to leave all the hard surfaces. There is no evidence of rat. There's a little mildew on the outside. These are coming apart a little bit, but that's not something wood glue and a clamp wouldn't fix. But I could just paint or, oh, well, that one's hopefully gonna just need a lot of glue. That's fine, seems fine. Don't touch it, don't touch it, it's gonna come apart more. I'm just opening things to see what kind of shape it's in. Some of these are fine. Super strange. Can't make heads or tails of some of this. After nearly 30 years, no, nearly 40 years, I guess wood glue can fail. I don't know. We'll see. More to come probably soon.
As we disassembled the RV, we tested various components that we removed to see if they worked. And we made fun discoveries, like this heater that was heated by coolant from the engine, which I'd never seen before. We also discovered that, of course, our water heater was done and needed replacing. But we'll get to that later. All this work we were doing on the inside didn't matter if the outside wasn't going to keep it dry. So we jumped on the roof as soon as it was dry enough outside to do so. We cleaned it, we got all the crud off of it, and we prepped it for recoating with this fancy RV roofing material that you literally paint on. I looked up in the middle of what I was doing and I was surprised to see that I had helpers.
So Don't get close to the edge. Sit on your butt or on your knees. Hands and knees. Do not get any closer to the edge. Yes, you. Inside. You stay right in the middle. I want you touching this middle seam. Okay, I'm going to tell the camera what we're doing so we can watch it later and remember, okay? So Callum, well actually you can say, what are you doing? Face the camera. What's over here? It's all the way in the back.
I'm doing a squeegee.
You're cleaning because we're going to take a close look at what this roof looks like. It's pretty grimy. What do you need to change for? So you can have dirty clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, put it down. One at a time, very close. Stay on all four, no, crawl. Don't walk, crawl. And we'll see how this goes, having boys help. It's gonna be interesting.
With all that help, you would imagine that the job got done right away, but somehow it didn't. Regardless, it took a whole lot of work to clean and prep the surface, and more than once I got lectured by my spouse about whether this was a safe idea or not to let our children climb on an RV roof. I don't know, they're fine. But this was the photo she texted me with exclamation marks asking what I was thinking.
Forgot to video it because I was doing this. Those big drums are how I was pulling out the old nasty varnished fuel from the onboard combined 90 gallons of fuel. But I wanted to show y'all the final result. Still got to get some shrouds for the ACs, but look at that. The roof is sealed. It's all painted. I made sure to overpaint on purpose. That's a design choice. No, I'm just kidding, we didn't actually pretend to try to be careful. I kind of felt like the more waterproofing I could get on top of this thing, the better. But this roof should be good to go for hopefully a while. We'll actually tell, we'll see how good of a job we did when it rains and we're camping. So the roof's done.
After the roof was done, I jumped back on the fueling system to try to eliminate any fire hazards I had created. And it took a while. And I also didn't film it, because being under an RV coated in gasoline is distracting enough. But we figured it out.
I am. One concern. I really hope that the zero oil pressure is wrong, because this will be a short trip. Also, nothing in the back is secured and everything is falling over. So I was too excited to do a test drive. It is so loud.
Guess where I'm at? I was too focused to video.
So I did in fact figure out what was going on with this motor. It was the fuel pump. I ended up having to put an electric fuel pump in line, and that's the only way I was able to drive it around. But it never quite had as much power as I would like, and I could barely get up to my house, up a steep hill to my neighborhood. So I ended up just changing all that, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. This is already too long a video as it is. So I'll wrap up with just a quick overview of all the things that I did so far. Tore the RV apart, completely emptied it, got it ready for redoing the interior. I'm probably gonna have to make another video or two because I filmed way more than I expected. So in the next video, probably, I think I have footage of all of the new stuff I put in it, all the things we cleaned, all the things we reused, and I don't know that anyone will be interested in it. If anyone wants to see the fuel injection system, maybe I'll put a video together for that. But literally in 2 weeks from the time of filming this video, it's already winter, by the way. We didn't get to use it in the summer. In 2 weeks, we have a camping trip booked, so we're in the final stretch. The RV moves under its own power. It totally works. Everything is fine in it. There are a couple things that you'll see maybe in the next video that we discovered weren't actually working as well as we thought they were, and there are a couple things that were working great. But what we still have yet to do as of the filming of this video is putting on new tires, checking to make sure the brakes do for sure work, and just driving it a lot to make sure nothing else pops up that's wrong. But yeah, I guess stay tuned. Maybe I'll make part 2 of this video quicker than, you know, a year from when I film it, which is how long it took me to make this first part of the video.